How we doing? How we doing? Just about ready to go. I don't think very many people are going to be joining tonight. I kind of posted this like last thing, so kind of a last minute stream. Still feeling a little under the weather, still super busy with everything that I got going on. So probably going to be a pretty short stream tonight. Just going to go over Bitcoin a little bit. Kind of do our normal thing. And that'll probably be about it. I think you're the only one watching so far, and I think you might be the only person that watches. But I'm going to stream anyway because I'm sitting here regardless. All right. So for everybody else that's joining the stream or watching the replay, make sure that you check those links down in the description, smash the like and subscribe button, and help me out with the channel. That way you get notified whenever I do the streams every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, as well as every FOMC rate decision, which is like every 2 months or so. So with that said, I'm not really going to go over too many like legacy market things. I mean, I'll go over, like the daily charts and stuff and just kind of sum up how the week went. But I'm not going to dig like too deep into like the fundamentals and stuff. Pretty much most of that excitement happened earlier on in the week. That was the FOMC meeting. After that, it was just kind of the volume for the rest of the week kind of died off. So we'll take a look at how the week ended and stuff. I'll go through the charts relatively quickly. And that'll probably be about it. I'm probably not going to be streaming for super long. Got a beer here. What is this? It's a Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. So it's like the light lager or whatever. These are actually really super refreshing. I'm actually really happy with these. I never thought I was going to be like a Michelob guy, but these are surprisingly good. Kind of a pre-birthday celebration for me. My birthday, I'm going to be celebrating this weekend, but my birthday's on Tuesday. Can't really go haywire on a Tuesday. So pretty much tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to be celebrating and stuff, kind of doing the thing with the fam and all of that stuff, and go out with the wife, all that stuff, have a good dinner and whatnot. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have too much planned. Don't really have like a crazy intro or a whole bunch of stuff to go over. So let's just hop into the charts. I switched to using TradingView Desktop. So that's why like this looks a little different. The hell? That's why this looks a little different. So man, this is like really interesting to me how accurately we retested this line. Now, I know that this line's a little thick. It's on 2 pixels. If we change this to 1 pixel and like really, really zoom in, like you can still see it's like we tested it. What was this? 28,850 is the line to the tick, right? From way back here in 2021, January 18th. Today, we retested that from the bottom side for the first time, or yesterday or whatever. I think it was on the FOMC day, but regardless. And the high of that candle was 28,868. So by $18, basically, I think so, right? 18? Yeah, $18. We hit that. So pretty impressive. Really accurate. This is why on the high time frames on these weeklies, I've got these really big ranges drawn. The ranges themselves, the large ones are denoted with the solid lines, and then the dashed lines is the overall median. So you've got your upper range here, right? This one was 2 pixels, so let's not make it confusing. This one is the upper range with the midline, okay? And then you've got your mid range here with your midline, and then you've got like your bottom range down here, which I don't even know if we're going to make it down in here. with your midline. This midline goes all the way back through 2017. So definitely kind of impressive with that. Do you feel we need to cool down a bit before the next leg up? Well, I'm going to go over the retracement stuff here in just a second for you. Because I was actually getting across some of the discords and stuff. Like on Discord is where I usually hang out now. I know that I was in the Elevate trading group and stuff like that. Me and them kind of like parted ways. I've just kind of moved on from that. And I'm just chilling in other discords like Cantor and Clark's Discord and Cardinal House and Crypto Kingdom and Astrobit and stuff like that. I kind of just chill in those and then do all my stuff on Twitter and YouTube now. It's just easier. It's less things for me to have to worry about and just less things for me to be posting and stuff. So most of the calls and stuff that I make now, I'm doing those in Discords and I'm just doing those on Twitter for the most part. So that's kind of where I'm chilling. Again, links for most of that stuff down in the description below. So make sure that you guys are checking all of that stuff out. We take a little sip of beer. We hit a little bit of that live resin. Because why not, right? Anyway, so obviously in these ranges, right? Everything is like a fractal of itself. And that's kind of the way I have my weekly chart laid out, right? So this is on log. If it's not on log, it kind of looks really dumb. Okay. But normally for these really, really high time frames, you're always going to use logarithmic. But anyhow, if I dig into this a little bit deeper, you can see these like tiny little like dotted lines. So there's like an upper range of the upper range and a lower range of the upper range, right? Like you kind of see where I'm going with that. I follow you since I started back in 2017. I don't miss the Fed or FOMC meetings. You're the only trader that has the guts to show your strategy live. And usually I'm pretty successful doing that. I appreciate that, man. Like, thanks. That's awesome. Yeah, I do the best I can with those live. It honestly, like, especially last one, I was surprised this week that I managed to stay profitable with the FOMC meeting this week. And I said going into that live stream, I was like, man, this is going to be like ultra risky because there's so much uncertainty surrounding that specific FOMC meeting. I was even very intimidated. I mean, not just to trade it, but I mean, like, especially like trading that one live. That was very intimidating for me. Normally I don't get like psyched out or whatever for those FOMC meetings and trading them live. I don't psych myself out for trading live because I do it with a sub account. I just put, a few $100 on one or whatever. But that one, especially, like, that one rattled me. Like going into like starting the live stream, I was like nervous. Like before the live stream started, I was like trying to hype myself up and everything and like get in the zone. That's why I started streaming early. That one was a really difficult one for me to do live. That one was hard. Like that one really put me to the test. But anyway, this is kind of self-explanatory, right? You've got your upper range, you've got your mid range, you've got your bottom range, you've got your ranges, like obviously with these dotted lines, these mid ranges, those would be like the overall like super historical daily ranges, right? So that's kind of how this goes. That's how I have my weekly chart set up. But besides that, let's zoom into the daily here. And again, that was the one thing I was talking about. The reason I'm using the TradingView desktop now instead of the browser, it just uses so much less system resources. Like this, like I've got a really beefy system, but I've also got like a huge 49-inch, one of those big curved 49-inch monitors. And I've got a lot of stuff happening up like all the time. Normally I'm designing and editing people's videos while I'm trading and also in Discord and on Twitter. And I've got the tickers and the order books and the tape and all these different things running all at the same time. And having that many browser tabs open, it just like, it really like takes a lot of system resources for the browser tabs. So I'm just using this now. And this is like surprisingly light on the computer. So like if you're not running like a crazy beefy system, this is the first time that I've used the desktop version of it. I highly recommend it. I think that it's awesome. So definitely easier on the computer, that's for sure. So grab your beers. Let's settle in. I ate something spicy and now I've rubbed my eye, and that was not a good idea. Yeah. Anyway, and sorry, I still like sound like crap. I'm still like kind of congested, so I apologize in advance. But anyway, looking at this daily chart, right? So again, this is the first time that we've actually retested the bottom of this wick. This wick goes back to this drop here. Okay, so this whole thing was like Luna and UST. Like first it was Luna and then UST depegged like after this consolidation. And that's this wick from way down here at the bottom of like the initial like Luna crash, which was at 27,600, I guess. 26,700. So we just flipped that for now, at least. I don't, obviously we don't know if it's going to stay flipped, but for right now, this is looking very just like it's consolidating here. We did have a pretty big dip from our initial bottom. And the reason why I want to say that from here to here, this leg is in, is because if you start from the actual move up, just from here, I mean, I guess you could drag it from here, like if you really wanted to, but normally between 0.5 and 618 is like a really solid retracement after like a major leg up. We went from 15, 16.2 to 25. Okay. So like $14,000. That's a massive move. Especially in what was the start in December, from December to February. So like a 2-month run of basically just straight up. That's definitely one leg of this move. Now, if that's the first and this is the second, you've got your correction here. This could very well be a move that goes into the mid 30s to 40s. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because if this was our true bottom and this is the start of a new impulse, then we've got a 1-2 and this would be a 3. So the third wave is always extended. That's why so many people are calling for like, 40K and stuff like that. I wouldn't be getting that excited this early on into that. And I'll go into that in a second. But first, I want to talk about this yearly support resistance level that we're kind of battling right now. And that goes all the way back into here. So if I bring up a 4-hour chart and we scroll all the way back, that box is this box. It's literally the same thing. It's at the same levels. Okay. You can see my cursor crosshairs line up with that perfectly. I literally copy and pasted that and moved it over. You don't delete things from your chart. I went over that a little bit in my last live stream, but we had this nice level of consolidation here. Once we had the last leg of our correction, we rocketed straight up and we kind of consolidated in there and bounced around for a little bit. Tested both of these extremes pretty much with wicks in each direction, and then kind of blew out of it. This was the confirmation of a continuation. This was our breaker high where we broke our range highs up here. Okay. And then obviously we continued up higher from the 26 mark all the way up to, I guess our high was 28.8. So almost 29,000. Really, really awesome move up. Again, I went over a lot of this stuff in my last stream, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But anyway, that's where this yearly level comes from that we're battling now. So if we bring it down to a 1-hour chart, originally I had drawn these lines way back here, right? Or not that one. That's a newer one. These two, at least. I had these drawn pretty early on through here. Okay, that's originally what the range looked like. Okay, was this. That's originally what we had. Since then, we've pretty much just gotten like a lot of fuckery. And this was FOMC coming up. We stayed flat, we stayed flat, we stayed flat. And then this was the FOMC where we made like a new high. We dipped immediately. And then, we've been doing what we're doing now. So we kind of just get that out of here. So I pretty much just brought these lines all the way over as supports and resistances to kind of see, if we're going to see reactions at these. Now, clearly this was, like a lot of volatility. That's what led to this throw under here. That was pretty much liquidations, like a liquidation cascade. And then we started climbing back up. We retested these highs, our normal range high and our throw over high. We retested both of those, rejected. And then today we had that kind of like cascading, just a small liquidation cascade pretty much is what occurred today. So to get into that in a little more detail, let me see if I can actually find the original tweet that I put out. And this was pretty early on in the day. Those replies. See if I can find it here. I can't believe how many tweets there are in one day that I have to go back and look through just to find this one liquidity snag. That was on the 22nd. Okay, so 7 hours ago, let me bring this up on the screen here. 7 hours ago, this is what our liquidity heat map looked like. Okay, so we were hovering right around 27.6 or whatever. We had just first dipped down, and initially I had thought, okay, maybe we just dipped down to snag this little pool. Maybe the bears don't have enough gas in the tank to really push this down and hit this next little liquidity pool down here that ranged down at the time to about 27K. So I said, okay, I tweeted out, I said, okay, liquidity was snagged. Run it back turbo ? Like, I don't know, maybe it reverses here. Maybe we go deeper. Maybe the bears show up and it goes deeper. So later on in the day, that's actually exactly what happened. And if I can find it here, here. That's exactly what happened. So after we had hit that, we bounced just very slightly and we moved through this next liquidity block. So the reason why I'm illustrating this, the reason why this is important, and I think I posted this in a couple of the Discords that I'm in. The reason why this is important is because it perfectly illustrates the rule that price moves in the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is quite literally where the liquidity is. So you can also see that on the heat map here. It literally, we were just kind of hovering. There was not really too thick, bright, liquidity above us, and the price just flipped over. First, we tapped here. We took this little block. We stalled. And then that's when we moved down to 27K and we snagged the rest of that liquidity pool that was deeper. So, and we're going to go over the actual liquidity charts here in just a minute. Like, I have the live ones up right here. I'll run these again and we'll get these going in just a minute. But in general, that's pretty much what ended up happening. So for right now, I think that these levels are well drawn. I think that they're holding up pretty well. This was just tons and tons of volatility, like coming all the way down and then round tripping it just to make a double top and reject. That's pretty classic, like pre and post FOMC volatility. Normally we see that all the time, the week or two before an FOMC, rate decision or whatever. The markets tend to be pretty choppy, or they're just really bullish, like the whole buy the rumor, sell the news thing. And then normally afterwards and during, you'll see like a lot of volatility during, and then you'll see like a round trip afterwards, like in the next day or two. And then the price either stays stagnant or it just kind of falls off. So in this scenario, we ended up getting the round trip and then the volume just kind of fell off. So you can actually see that here too. Like the volume was just like really, really dead. Right before FOMC, there was no volume, tons of volatility for the FOMC. And then we round tripped here and then the volume just died. And we've just been getting this gradual drop off of volume here. Okay. That's pretty typical. Obviously the question that most everybody has right now is, well, do you think the bottom is in? See, now that's kind of a loaded question here because the volume is so thin. Now on this lower time frame, we can see that we obviously have waves here, and I'm not going to get into like a whole bunch of deep Elliott wave theory, but we can see that you could break this down into waves if you wanted to, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Correction from our last low to up here. Well, hold on a second. That's a 1-2. This would be a wave 3. So this would probably be a wave 2 of 3. So we measure this. Corrected 382 and then almost retested it again. So on this, I would almost say that we can go deeper here. This 382 level is at such a good spot here. It's sitting right around 26,008. And I think if we end up going deeper, this is probably going to be the kind of thing where I'm looking in this area. Okay. Anywhere between the 618 or maybe even a little lower from like 25.5 up to like 26K. Okay, so pretty solid, like $500 range there as a target. I mean, we are talking about a 5-figure asset, so $500 range, pretty solid area to be looking for, in my opinion, on Bitcoin. So that's pretty much the level to be watching then. Right here is like you don't want to see a break below, and you don't want to start seeing closes like below 26.8. If you do, that's probably bad. That probably means that we're going like, another $1,500 or $2,000. And that's totally fine. I did take a couple trades today. Again, posted those on like Twitter and in the Discords and stuff. You guys can check those out. Yeah, this would definitely be the spot that I'm looking for right here. If this really wants to shit the bed, then I think it's going to shit the bed pretty hard. Lines up with a really good fib level there as well. Because I just really don't see this. I mean, this could be over here and we could see some kind of triangle consolidation, which is, to be honest, I kind of feel like that may be starting to happen here, where we start flagging. It's definitely a possibility. Everybody thought that we were starting to flag here. If you guys remember, everybody had their, everybody had these out before the FOMC, right? Remember this? Everybody had their big flag. Oh, look, it's a big flag. It's a big flag in here. It ended up just completely invalidating. It went through, it just slow grinded through the top side and then nuked through the entire thing and then round trip. Like that's patterns completely invalidated at that point. I think with a bigger range here, ranging from the top side, like the high 28.8s down to the mid 26,000s, basically a $2,000 range here. This is more likely to me to be a flag in here. So I'm not really too sure how relevant these trend lines are going to be for too much longer here, because they're starting to not really hold that much weight as they did before. Like this one was a great bounce here. This was a fantastic bounce up and perfectly tapped these range highs. These in here were really good. But I think that these trend lines are probably just going to end up phasing out, because this is going to start triangling here. Now, there is the case to say, oh, okay, well, we could do one of these, right? And this is still relevant. The chances of that happening that perfectly, you can't really count on that kind of stuff. But I would say that, okay, maybe we do have the beginnings of some kind of triangle consolidation here. I've got 1-2 touches on the top. I've got 1-2 touches on the bottom. So far, it's a completely valid pattern. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to leave those drawn there, and we'll kind of see if we're triangling here, and this is our main correction, and we're going to start on the way back up, and you'd have a lower tier, 1-2, right? And then that would be part of a larger 1-2. Okay. So it's possible we come out of this with a nice 1-2-1-2 to the top side, but that's, we're going into a weekend here. The volume is really dying off. So I'm not really too confident in how I see that going. Even on these lower timeframes, though, these trend lines are still holding some weight. We had a little rejection and consolidation right underneath resistance. We popped up. We just retested this bullishly here so far. So, I mean, they're still working out. This one's pretty relevant still with these wicks down here. It's pretty relevant. But this is why we don't delete stuff. off of our chart. So if I was looking at downside from this and trying to break this whole move down, I would probably say that that was your first real move down, and this was your bounce for a 2, and then this is a wave 3. That's probably already completed. And the reason why I say that is because, again, I normally measure these out with fibs, right? So if I'm proposing that this is a 1, this hit a perfect golden pocket and then rejected, that's a perfect 2. So when you go to measure that, if you say, oh, okay, well, this was the end of the wave. Oops, sorry. Do that again. So you've got your 1, and then you've got your 2 up here. So more than 100%. So that's a valid wave 3. And this was pretty impulsy to the downside for a correction. Not as impulsy as I would like to see. Like, it wasn't straight down like this, but it's down. So, if that's a valid wave 3, where would I be looking for a wave 4? Well, again, you can just pull fibs. We hit a 382. Technically, that could be a wave 4 right there, and we still have one more wave down. So that's kind of the way that I've been thinking about this is exactly that. And I'll just draw it here. That's your 1. That's your 2. This was your 3. This was your 4. And you're going to have another 5. Okay. And that would leave us sweeping these lows, which I think is pretty doable. Now, again, that doesn't have to happen. All we have to do is come past wave 3. So basically anywhere in this territory. And again, when you're talking a 5-figure asset, you're talking basically maybe a $300. Yeah, it's like a $300 or $400 range there. I can measure it. I mean, it could be like really shallow. Like, it's anything that wick hit perfectly. If you look on the right side where the price is, the top side of this is exactly 27,000. So anything below 27,000, and that would validate this. And then we would probably bounce very hard from there. And that next week, that would probably be like one of the final legs up. Okay. So you've got your 1, your 2, this would have been your 3 and your 4. And this would be, again, some kind of triangle here on the 1-hour chart. Okay. That would be some kind of triangle here. Maybe we see some kind of a throw over. So that would have this triangle throwing over, right? We would bounce. We'd do something like this, come back in. This would be the new wave 1 of 5. This would be a 2. And then you'd bounce for a 3. This would be the move where you end up seeing 30K. We'd get probably some kind of small consolidation in here, and then we'd get one last move higher. And then this would be what's known as like a blow off top. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. So we'll kind of see how that goes. And again, this would be probably the final wave in the entire thing here. Okay, right? 1, 2, 3. This is your 4. This is 5 of the larger trend, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's kind of like some basic Elliott wave stuff. If you guys are interested, once I start getting all these channels created and all of these different Discords for me, and I get the admins to do all that stuff, I'm going to post a free library. I've got a Google Drive. I'm going to make it open to the public, and I've got like literally 200 books that I've scanned in that are like PDFs and stuff on everything. Actually, I think that there's also a link in the description. If you guys want to learn more about Elliott wave theory, there's a really good book down there that you can get for free. You just like sign up and they give you the free like PDF version of the book. It's the Elliott wave principle by Frost and Proctor. That's where I learned everything Elliott wave theory. I think it's not good to trade off of. I'll tell you that right now. It's not good to trade off of. If you're going to try and learn Elliott wave theory and think that you found the holy grail, you're not. The biggest thing that I took away from it after I realized that I wasn't going to be profitable trying to predict a million different Elliott wave counts and try to guess which one is correct and trade off of that. Once I realized that that's not the way, I kind of completely discounted that, came up with my own, trading method later on down the road. But the reason why I always go back to it is because it's important for learning price structure and being able to just look at the chart and say, oh, okay, well, let's zoom out and really see what we got here. Kind of like what I just went over with you guys, and kind of identifying price structure of, okay, where are we now? What does the volume look like? How do the fundamentals play in with that? But okay, what's the price structure look like and where can we go from here? I think that that's very important, especially for beginner traders and stuff. It's just really important to understand how price structure works. Like, all of these things are always patterns. Elliott wave theory wouldn't exist if there wasn't a pattern in the first place. So it's not like it's a bad thing. But if you're going to try and just trade off of it by itself, I think that it is a bad thing. Elliott wave traders are normally not very successful. Those are the kind of guys on Twitter that you see like deleting their posts and shit. Usually, I mean, there's some good Elliott wave traders out there, like Satoshi Heavy. He's a good Elliott wave trader. Dave the Wave, he's a good Elliott wave trader. But I can promise you, they're taking other factors into account. Like, they're also looking at volume and order flow. They're not just trading off Elliott wave theory, because impossible. Like, it's a predictive thing. It's not like a leading indicator. There's no such thing as a leading indicator or anything like that, or 100%, the golden indicator. It doesn't exist, right? Like, there's no such thing. Like, nothing can predict the future. If there was something that was like a crystal ball, then we would all be millionaires. Okay. There probably wouldn't be a market to begin with. But anyway, this is kind of the way that I see this price action playing out. I am currently flat. I don't have a position open, do I? I'm looking on my other monitor. Just give me a second here and click around. Oh, a couple more people joined the stream. What's up, guys? Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. Helps me out. We stream every Friday here. It is my birthday this weekend. I'm celebrating my birthday. Well, my celebration. My birthday is on Tuesday, but can't celebrate on Tuesday, so gonna have a couple beers here tonight. Cheers. Talking charts, doing some cool stuff. So no, I am not in a position right now, I don't think. Check all of my coin margined stuff. Let me switch over. No. Okay. So I'm not in a position anymore. So there was one long that I had open. I just closed that. Heavy metal gains. Cobra trading will pump you. Happy birthday. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the birthday vibes. That's awesome. You guys rock. What was that? Happy first short one with the Venom 4.0. I don't think it had a short win, did it? I'm not sure. I would have to check on that. I'm not sure. Basically, the reason why it's in closed beta with Astrobit only first is those guys are super proficient, not only with the platform, but they understand like risk management. They know how much, like when something is in beta, how much money that they can throw in it. I implemented an automatic trailing stop, take profit, and stop loss strategy built into the strategy. So it's fully automated. So most of the other strategies on Astrobit do not have that, and you have to set all that stuff manually, which I really didn't like the idea of. If something is going to be automated, then it should also be managing the trades for you, right? Like with appropriate stop losses and trailing stops for when you're in profit. Take profits along the way so that you're booking profits and, it doesn't turn around on you and the trade was in the profit and now it's not anymore because the algo didn't take the. I don't like all of that. Like if it's automated, then it needs to be truly automated. And I implemented that in this Venom 4 version of the algo. And so far, it has been doing very well. So, of course, with my luck, I think it lost like 2 trades in a row since it went into the beta. But the good thing is that the trades that it did lose, it stopped itself out of very quickly, which obviously in the long run like saves a ton of money. So if it is wrong, it's working correctly, and that's the most important thing for me. I would rather put out a product that I know is going to work. And, if it is wrong, which, everything is, nothing's 100%, right? That it's going to function appropriately and stop positions out so that it's not like, oh man, this one trade, I took a 20% loss. Like if you're using leverage, a 20% loss blows up your portfolio. That's unacceptable. It's ridiculous. I had to manually short. I had manual short, but it closed for me around 27K. So for you, it was a win. Oh, that's awesome to hear, man. That's awesome. And yeah, you can do that too. You can always trade the strategy manually and then just like let it do its thing. Like if you think the algo is wrong and you want to flip it over, that's totally cool too. This is also, you guys have to remember, those of you that are in the beta, this is not run through the AI and with the machine learning yet. Like it's going to be a lot better than it is right now. The beta test for you Astrobit guys is mostly to make sure that the risk management system and the take profit system is working correctly. That is like the most important aspect of the strategy for me. So I wanted to really make sure that I ironed that one in and made it work very well, so that those functions work, right? Like TradingView has to tell the Astrobit servers, like, when to close and open trades. And I think the hardest part of that was implementing a trailing stop. Like that was not an easy feat for me and the dev team to do. That was very difficult. It took months, literally. Like we worked on that. Me and Wes, their developer, we worked on that for a long time to get that to work properly. So I'm really, really happy with the beta so far, even though the algo, like, okay, whatever, it took a couple loss trades. It's up over 100% for the year. And the max drawdown is like, what, 7% or something? It's like super low for a year's worth of trades. The fact that it's functioning properly in beta is fucking awesome. So, yeah, Leo is correct. We are in the Astrobit Discord. I don't think that there's a link for that in my Discord, but if you go to astrobit.io, I know that there's a link for that down there. If you go to astrobit.io, you can sign up, make an account for free, get in the Discord. If you do that, you have a chance to get into the beta, I think maybe just a week out now from it going free public. So there's going to be a free public version of it. Free, completely free. Like all you have to do is make an account. Like you don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for the bot. You don't have to pay for the algo, for the strategy, nothing. You can literally just make an account, join, and be able to have some early access to it. So the free beta, I believe, is going to be on the 3rd. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the 3rd. And then the free public beta, there's only going to be 10 spots for that. I'm going to make an announcement for it on Discord. There's going to be like a little contest, and I'm going to be doing some AMAs and Twitter spaces and stuff that week and everything. My website goes live on Monday, so I'm going to be actually working on that and finishing it tonight so that I can like party later tonight and tomorrow for my birthday. But yeah, website is going live on Monday. That's pretty much done. And then the free public beta is going to have 10 spots. There's going to be an announcement for that on the 3rd, which is pretty cool. I quit my job in August of last year, purely algo driven here. We need to chat. Yeah, get a hold of me on like Discord or whatever. Send me a DM. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this triangle ends up being valid here? Maybe we bounce around. I would love to see this like slow grind up through the weekend. You know what I mean? Like do some of this through the weekend here. But depending on what happens on this lower time frame, we could just do one of these and get like a little flag here or something and break further down. So I don't know. It's a kind of a weird position to be in here. Anyway. Oh yeah. And if you guys have like alts, or if you guys want to talk like other stuff, like if you guys want to talk commodities and stuff, like I've got all these charts up here. I've got crude up. Took a trade on crude today. This actually went well. I posted that on Twitter too. I took that position. You know, I mean, you guys just like miss out on alpha. I have so few followers on Twitter. It's like kind of crazy. I don't just trade crypto. And when I announced that I was going to be trading more commodities and FX, I ended up like losing like literally like 4,000 or 5,000 followers. It was insane. DXY. Where did I post it? ETH. Here it was. This was the original post here. So I had posted this and I was like, oh, hey, look. Oil, maybe the bottom is in, right? This was like the first chart here. And I was like, oh man, maybe oil finally bottomed here. And I was looking at the volume. People started DMing me and they were like, oh, well, that contract expired. The ticker's no good. And I was like, well, if you had the right ticker up, then why didn't you buy this dip here? This was the trade that I took. And then literally later on, where was it? Literally later on, if I can find it here, this is what happened. And that was the trade that I took. We broke through this resistance. We retested it bullishly. This is where I took half my profit. And then we've just been kind of like bouncing around. Like now my stop is like in profit. It's a risk-free trade on oil. So that was a pretty good trade that I made today. In addition to like, you know, a couple Bitcoin plays or whatever. Thanks for retweeting that, the tweets and stuff, by the way. I appreciate that, guys. Anyway, so glad Algo has a trailing stop loss and built-in take profit in. Missed a lot of profit on other bots not closing out with big wins or taking profits. Yeah. And that is the main thing. Like in terms of Astrobits and Algos, that is literally the main reason why I wanted to do that, is because the other products that are on Astrobit exclusively do not have that. And I find that to be a huge problem. And originally my original strats did not either. And finally it got to that point and I kept seeing the same thing over and over and over. And it was like, man, it was in profit. I should have just closed it myself. And it was like, and it was this thing that it was like the users were constantly having to go back in and either manually trade the bots anyway, which defeats the purpose, or constantly messing with settings. And then it was like, it just made the whole strategy not profitable because that's not how they're back tested. And I realized that as like a need in the algo space is like, okay, if it's going to be automated, it has to be 100% purely automated. Take profits, trailing stops, stop losses, you know, like, okay, if it makes this much percent profit, you close X amount and move the stop loss to this amount. All of that stuff was programmed in. It's all predetermined settings. And it's so far it's working very well, which I'm happy with. Really, really awesome. Only crypto, LOL. Will you go live when or if XRP blows? What do you mean blows? Like blows a big one or like rockets? Oops, that's stocks, altcoins. Oops. XRP. I fucking hate Ripple. I've always hated Ripple since 2017. Always hated this coin. What the hell exchange is this on? Why doesn't it have the whole... It's on Binance. Did this like repair or something? No. Well, I guess because that was 2018. Yeah, I guess so. Damn, I mean, this coin, I don't understand why so many people are married to this fucking coin. It's just done a whole lot of nothing. Like it never even really broke past its original. I mean, like it did absolutely nothing in 2019 during the lower high. Like it didn't do the lower high on Bitcoin. Like this didn't do anything. It didn't even try to hit its top here at all. And then it just died, came all the way back, and still didn't manage to sustain its previous all-time high at all. It immediately rejected. Like, I do not understand why so people are married to this. Like, so hardcore, like XRP fanatics, they're like married to this coin, and it's just flat. Like, and it's not even a good, well-defined range either. Like, you can't even draw this. Like, there's so much price action under here. It's like, that's such a garbage range. It's like just sitting in a mid. It's like the ultimate mid token. Like, I'm sorry that I'm shitting on XRP, but like, honestly, it's garbage. XRP is like trying to be like the new CBDC of like the US and stuff. I just don't understand what their end game is. No, Binance suspended trading on XRP. Oh, they did? Oh, yeah, this only goes up. Am I wrong here? Oh, yeah, this only, well, no, they didn't. This is on Binance. Binance suspended it. What are you talking about? XRP Tether, Binance, real time. This is today. So I don't know about all that. Maybe they suspended it for you in your region, but it's definitely not suspended. Yeah, I think he meant, can you live stream while it's in the process of crossing over to the other side? Oh, I mean, dude, if this, sure, why not? Yeah, if this ever breaks $2, yeah, sure, I'll live stream it. I mean, they don't do any token burns. There's always minting of like, it's just, it doesn't make any, whole, whatever. Yeah, sure. If that's what you guys want. If you guys really want me to stream, if XRP breaks $2, I will do a celebratory, you told me so, you know, like, sure, you told me so, I guess, right? Like, it only took it like what, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's probably going to be 24, 25 until this breaks its all-time high. Oh man, you told me so after 8 years, 7 or 8 years. Like, damn. Sure, I'll live stream it. Sorry, I know I can't. I meant its death. Oh yeah, I mean, if this thing dies, dude, I'm gonna throw a goddamn party. Yeah, I'd rather watch it fucking bleed to zero. And this really, honestly, this does look like it's gonna take a giant dookie, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's wave one. Oh, how much did that retrace? Golden pocket up here. Okay. ABC. So a 3, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. No, I don't like that. No, if anything, this would be that third wave. So let's see what we got. Does that fit? Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, and then this whole thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a 1, 2, and then that's your wave 3 here. Oh, sorry. That's why I got confused. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and we're just getting like some really stupid rectangle 4. And then it's just going to die. Like, that would be my best guess. Like, it's just, in my opinion, XRP is just a shit coin. If that really is the count, like, if that would actually be really funny. I'm not gonna lie. That would be kind of funny. Be kind of cute for XRP to do that. Not funny, just cute. Oh my god, it would sweep the lows. Like, that would be the sweep of the low here. At least this low minimum. So you're talking like 18 to 14 cents. And it's at what? It's not even very high. It's like 42 cents, but that would be like a massive like percentage move, right? It's like a huge, like, price wise, it's like a 60% move. That's insane. A WXY. Yeah, dude, this is why like I don't like I just look at it mainly for price structure. When things are corrective, that's when I go to like horizontal and diagonal like supports and resistances and traditional charting patterns and volume and order flow. Like the fucking corrections and shit are just like how do you like looking at like it's completely flat. Like how the hell do you count that? Like it's just too much. Like I would literally sit here for probably like half of a day trying to figure out how to label this shit instead of trading. Like it's just not worth my time. I'd rather just bring up the volume and look at the OBV and look at the momentum and say, okay, this is where we're at. This is where we are. The price is trending down. The OBV is trending down. There isn't divergence here. Where are we going to be looking? Right? Like that's kind of the way that I do it. I don't do any of that shit. XRP will go up if it wins the Fed case or settle, but if they lose, I hope they lose, to be honest. Help us, Cobra Commander. Short it for us. $12. Oh my God, dude, you guys must be new here. Back in 2019 and 2020, people were saying, oh man, XRP is going to go to $589. It's easier to see the impulse and corrective, yes. Well, I mean, Elliott wave is literally based off fibs. Like there's actual rules with the percentage of the retracements for the waves and stuff, but that gets more into like deeper theory. What are coins that you believe in for the next bull market? Honestly, I know that a lot of people are going to flame me for this. My biggest one personally is Didex, and any coins that have to do or are related to technology or exchanges themselves that are decentralized, like truly decentralized exchanges. So my big one that I've been harping on is Didex. Okay, so this is pretty much right back at the entry where I first bought it. I missed this dip. I would love for this to come lower and retest here so that I can get my average down to like under $2. I would fucking love that. This is a coin now that I'm going to be watching very closely because the next time that we get a bull run, I think that DEXs are the future. I think that with all of the regulation and all of the bullshit going on, everybody is going to, first of all, they might just completely try to outlaw Bitcoin in the US. If that happens, the only way that you're going to be able to trade it is one, if you self-custody or have it on a paper wallet like MetaMask, and two, if you're using a VPN and connecting to a decentralized exchange. That's going to be the only way for you to be able to trade digital assets in the United States. If a lot of countries start banning this and they start going with the hardcore globalist, like we're doing CBDCs per country or one world, one global CBDC, if they decide to do that shit, this is going to be like digital currencies is going to be like the underground. It will always stay as the underground. And the only way that you'll be able to trade it, it's going to be going back to basics with peer-to-peer buys and sells for over the counter if you want to buy spot. Or you're going to have to find out some way to take collateral and turn it into some kind of a stable coin that may or may not still be around. Like we have no idea what's going to happen. I think DEXs in general are going to be the way to go. They're a lot safer. You always hold your coins, whether you're doing leverage trades or not on Didex. And you always have it in your hardware wallet and you're always in self-custody of it. It's not on an exchange. It's not on a, some exchange server's fucking hot or cold wallet or whatever they call it. No, it's on your Trezor. It'll stay on your Trezor, okay? Yours. Only yours. So you physically have it. And you can still leverage it, which is awesome. I love that. If this ends up coming back to its all-time high, I mean, we're talking $27 here. So me having an average entry, like, under $2, and then this even just comes back and retests its all-time high just once, I'm talking a 1,200% move. I already have like a couple thousand Didex tokens. So I've been accumulating all through here. But unfortunately, when I was accumulating, I was like getting ready for like the breakout. So it was like, oh, $2. And then I bought more at like $2.40 and then it retraced. So I bought some down here and my average was like $1.70. Then I bought the breakout again and I bought resistance and oh, it's the second time it's testing. It's going to break out this time. So I bought $2.40 again, raised my average entry up to like $2.10. And then it reversed on me. It hit all the way down in the box again. So I bought down at $1 again, or $1.02 or $5 or whatever it was. And then it rocketed again. And then I bought again here. And then again, my average was like still like just under $2. So then I bought again at like just under $3. And it was like $2.75 because I thought for sure like, okay, it's going to retrace. It's going to retest this bullishly. And then it's going to continue to the top side. And so far it has not done that. Now, there's a couple things here with this token particularly that we could be seeing some kind of flag here. Okay, we could be having some kind of a flag. I don't really like the way that that's drawn. I typically don't like to draw my stuff that way, but it is possible for us to still have some kind of a flag like this. And this is simply a throw under and a deviation. That's completely acceptable. I don't really like how people sometimes draw their trend lines like this to make them work. It feels like you're kind of forcing it by doing that. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't like that. Don't do that. Always draw them the right way. I market make on a few exchanges. And yes, I use 60% inventory skew with coins like Apex USD or Didex. Yeah. Meaning I hold more of the base unit instead of the quote. Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to be a thing that a lot of people figure out. I mean, like you can literally connect your Trezor to MetaMask. And then on the Didex exchange, you just connect your MetaMask wallet. So you're literally trading directly from your Trezor that's linked to your MetaMask. It's just like MetaMask is like the port key. You know what I mean? Like that connects your offline device to online, but you physically always have your assets and you always have your MetaMask keys at that. So it's never stored on the exchange. It's never stored on a server. You are in control of your keys. You know, you never have to make a withdrawal because every time that you post positive P&L and you make trade, it's on your hardware device. Like it's there, you have it in your hand. So I think dexes are like real dexes like Didex and the Vela exchange that's just starting out. I think those things are going to be the future. You know, I mean, we're beyond the point of saying, oh, some exchanges are too big to fail, right? Like, I mean, FTX failed. Like that was like the big one, right? I mean, they bought stadiums. They had Super Bowl commercials. They had Tom Brady and Giselle. They had fucking, I mean, like it was insane, right? Like it was insane. Like nobody thought that was going to collapse. It did. Since it did, there's, you know, now we know that this industry is just like the legacy industry, right? Like there's no such thing as a bank that is too big to fail. There's no such thing as a crypto exchange that's too big to fail. That's kind of the way it goes now. But yeah, in general, this is basically right back at my entry. I averaged, you know, just about 240 or whatever. That was pretty much my average. So I would love to bring my average back down one more time. And if that happens, either here or here especially, I'm not going to be buying anymore on the way up. I'm only going to be buying if it goes lower than my average entry from here, because that really screwed me. I would still have like an entry that's like literally $1 or so. Like it'd probably be around here somewhere. And I'd literally already be up like 90%. And I didn't do that. I was like an idiot and I was accumulating all through this accumulation range, which in hindsight looks really good, right? You know, that's a prime ding, ding, ding. Like this is prime rectangle, you know, accumulation. Like that's where you want to accumulate when you see stuff like that. I'm just not happy with where my average is. My average could be lower, right? Question, I need to set up new APIs. How do I update them in Astra? Do I have to create a bot again? Not 100% sure on that. I don't think that you have to create the bot again. I think you can just go in and edit the API keys, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That's a question for the Astrobit Discord. I'm not going to answer that on stream. If you do have questions with that, they have a whole knowledge base and documentation on their website. In your portal, there's like help documents and stuff. And if you still can't figure it out or you still need help, then you can create a support ticket in the Discord and they'll help you out. Tag Frisket in the Discord. When you do your support ticket, like do at Frisket or at Dev Team or whatever, and it'll tag Frisket. He's like they're one of their lead guys that'll help you with that. Any good news for liquidity mining campaigns? And good news is make more liquid the order book for DEX. Yeah, so that's another really good thing. Like DiDEX, everyone was wondering like, holy crap, how did they get so much liquidity? And it's exactly for that reason. They're doing liquidity mining campaigns. Market makers are paid in the coin to provide more liquidity on the book so that the buyers and sellers can get a better fill. Exactly. The entire structure of that, the whole reason why that's there from my understanding is to basically prevent like mad slippage from people that do want to trade with size. Like if you want to go over there and it's like, oh, okay, it's not like you're Joe Schmo trading with, like $1,000 or 10 grand. It's like if you want to go on DiDEX and you're holding like, 6 or 7 figs in your, in your treasure, and you want to be like filling big, 100K, 200K positions on a DEX, man, if you trade with size, how badly slippage will absolutely fucking wreck you. Like you'll be down 40% on the position just in slippage, but and you'll be locked in the position forever. It's like terrible. And yes, you're right with counterparty errors as well. But yeah, so that's another cool thing with the Astrobit platform, man. I'm telling you, Astrobit's no joke. They're going to be implementing a staking platform. They're going to be implementing decentralized exchanges. They're implementing their AI and their machine learning for strategists like me that already have strategies that want to automate them and stuff. I mean, it's like they're doing really big things. Like next bull market, Astrobit is going to be everywhere. There's already like professional WWE wrestlers and stuff that are like sponsoring Astrobit. Like it's a huge deal. They're really coming up. They're doing big things. And I've known Nick, the CEO, personally for like 2 or 3 years. Super trustworthy guy. He is like a magician at like building and putting together really, really solid, reliable teams of people that have very high levels of integrity. And I've always prided him on that. And that's why I wouldn't trust any other platform with my product. Only Astrobit. I would never put on 3 commas. Like, dude, they're having like all these problems with like fucking like user information, like user data leaks and shit. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how are you leaking data like for your users' private information and their KYC data? Like, are you crazy? That's nuts to me. I can't believe people still use that garbage. I provide liquidity on KuCoin, Ascendex, and Bybit, mainly USDC pairs. Yeah, you need to get on the horn in the Astrobit server and we'll talk. But again, Astrobit doesn't need liquidity because Astrobit isn't an exchange. It's all through API. But we should still talk. Anyway, I said I was going to look at the liquidity charts. Let's do that real quick because the stream's already been a little over an hour, but most of you guys joined a little later, so I'll go a little later. That's cool with me. It's raining outside tonight. It's all gross out. All right, let's take a look at this. What do we got? Let's refresh these. And I know this is like blinding light. Like I'm so sorry. All right, so see this right here? This is okay. So let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see what the heat map looks like now. All of the big liquidity is above us now. This is really funny. So all of the people that have been shorting the living crap out of this, you can see how much more bright and how deeper this liquidity up here got, okay, since way back here, like yesterday or earlier today. Like there was no liquidity here like earlier today. This is the 24th at 2:00 in the afternoon. And now look, it got deeper and it got deeper and brighter. Okay. Like this is like, you can see the liquidity pools forming over time. That's why these tools are so cool, guys. I'm telling you, use the link in the description if you guys are interested in these tools. I use these literally every day. It's why I'm a successful trader. I trade on volume. I throw a couple indicators in there to show me momentum, but I am mostly trading order flow and the tape and where the liquidity is and stuff like that. I don't use XO charts. That's not my thing. I like to use these instead. It's more clear cut. It's just easier and less going on for me to see. If I want volume profiles, I mean, like I can literally just throw on a volume profile here, like, right? I can just throw on the VPVR. Wait, what? The fuck? Yeah, session profile. Sure. HD, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what HD means. HD, it's in high definition. Yeah, like if I really want that XO chart shit or whatever, I can just put on a volume profile, right? It's like, okay, 24 candles, one day, right? I can see my my naked points of control or whatever. I can go in here, I can adjust. I don't like the way that this is moving around when I zoom in and out. I don't like that. Is there like a normal one that doesn't fucking change? The hell? Yeah, just give me a session volume profile. I don't know, whatever the fuck HD is. I don't like, see, like I'm not, this doesn't move around when I don't, fucking weird. Anyway, yeah. Right, extend those to the right, like, and bam, you've got your volume profiles. Now you know where your naked points of control are, right? Okay, Didex, right? We've got naked point of control way up here, $3.35. All the rest of our naked points are below us, so maybe we dip down to like 220. Okay, I'm looking for down here, right? I want the one. I want the 190 and the 180. These are the ones that I want. But if it really dies, then, we're going back down to $1. I don't think these are going to get tapped again, to be honest. It might, but I would tend to doubt it. But yeah, no, I just use like simple volume profiles if I want that stuff, man. XO charts is too confusing to me. I can't deal with that. I use volume profiles. I use this. I use OBV, volume per bar, and the tape, and a couple indicators. That's it. You guys know how I chart. But anyway, what's funny about this is on 12 hour. Let's look at the 7-day. This is a week look back. Yeah, so we're hovering right in the middle, but we're closer. Oh, I don't know. That's a hard call. We closer to the top or the bottom? It looks like there's more shorts to be liquidated. Like it's a little tiny, there's some little tiny bars in here in our immediate, but I mean, for the top side, for us to really see a cascade, we got to break like 28.4, 28.5. So looking at the chart, we bring back Bitcoin up. That's S&P. What did I say we have to break? Like here. 28.4. Oof. So yeah, like basically the highs. So we'd have to like come basically all the way back up. We'd have to be retesting this. So again, that leads credence to this potential triangle here, man. I mean, like we're bouncing so far on this 4-hour candle. This is a little bit of a bounce. I mean, I'd like to see some follow through with it, but nothing says we can't come down, retest these lows, sweep the lows, and do one of these, retest these highs, 28.4, and then maybe see a cascade breakout. That's 100% possible here. I would actually really like to see that. That would be awesome. Because then that would be a humongous breakout. And that people are going to be like trying to short the top of this. There's a massive liquidity pool here at 29K to be swept. And that's the highs, right? Just above the highs. Like everyone's got their stop losses right up here above the highs. Everybody and their mother that caught a freaking short here or here or here or here, whatever, in this top area. Everybody and their mother, their liquidation is way up here at like 29, 29.4. This is that level of heat on that heat map right here. Okay. All right here. If we come down, we look at the 12-hour, it might show in a little bit more detail how much more stuff is above us. So if we just zoom into this, that's kind of what we got. Really, really, really tight range on both sides here. Kind of crazy. Got my times wrong. I'll have to watch the replay. What's going on, Alien? Good to see you, buddy. How's it hanging out there? The fuck? Somebody just messaged me a whole bunch of shit on Discord. Is that you, Tyler, that messaged me on Discord with the GitHub link? I think that's probably you. I think you mentioned. I'm going to read all that stuff like later tonight or tomorrow or something because I'm starting to sound like garbage and I'm going to have to take medicine. Probably end the stream here and we can go for like another 15 minutes. I'll finish my beer and stuff. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Those of you that are in here that are not subscribe to the channel. Yeah, something like 92 or 97% or something of the people that watch my videos and my live streams like aren't subbed. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like I can see your average view duration right here on my screen. And it's like, most of you guys are chilling and watching the stream for like 20, 30 minutes. But the newer people that are watching for that long, they don't sub for some reason. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Clearly, you guys like the content. Otherwise, you wouldn't have sat here with me for 30 minutes. So just smash the subscribe button so that if you're not on Twitter, you get notified anyway. Damn. Help a brother out. Anyway. Yeah, man, if this moves up right now, I mean, we're definitely retesting those 29K highs. And then as you saw on the 7-day look back, there's just a really, really thick liquidity pool, like right here. Like all of this on the daily or on the weekly look back, it's basically combining this whole section up here. Like that's why it's so thick, right? So like yellow on this chart is 450 million in leveraged value. But if you switch it to the 7-day, excuse me, and you look back at it, you can just see like right here, it's like way more than that. Like the yellow is like 5 billion or more, maybe closer to 6 at the top end of the spectrum here. You know what I mean? So like there's a crap ton of liquidity there. It's pretty crazy. Thanks, bro. Got to go for lunch. Take care. Have a blast on your birthday. Yeah, man, I will. I'm going to have a blast tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for stopping by in the stream. Yeah, if you guys, like I said, you can always come back, make sure if there's anything, if you guys need a VPN, if you guys are interested in this or TradingView or whatever, there's a whole bunch of helpful stuff down in the description. Check all that stuff out. But thanks for joining, man. I hope you have a nice day. I'm in Australia. Yeah, I get a lot of Australian viewers at this time at night. It's kind of crazy. The Aussies are watching the burgers stream. That's interesting. So real quickly, before I end the stream here, is I want to go over that. So this is like the individualized levels. This, unfortunately, I cannot aggregate this yet. I don't think that's going to be a thing at all because this chart would be too crazy. That's what the heat map is for. But this is on Binance. And what's interesting here, let's actually refresh this because the price has been moving up. What is this? 27.6 on the tape. Almost there. I'll refresh this one more time. What's interesting here is like, look on Binance right now. I'll go back to here, right? This is just going to be like a few minutes worth of price action, or maybe like an hour or two. Those candles are pretty small. Maybe this is like a few hours, but, like we snagged this pool of liquidity here, right? Like on the heat map, you could see this more clearly, right? Like it was just like a thick block of color. But on here, you can see the estimated individualized levels, which is really cool. And what's crazy is that since we wiped that out, there has not been a single long. Okay. So if you really zoom in here to this, okay, and you look, see how on the candles, there's these little tiny, like I'm not going to hover my mouse over it, but see how there's those really little tiny like green and red dots here, okay, that I'm flashing? Those are buys and sells, right? Obviously the greens are buys, the reds are sells. Look, so all the way down here, people were buying, or selling. All of these short sellers now are trapped and they're starting to get liquidated to the top side. And there hasn't even been any big leveraged buys this whole time. Like the price it was just manipulated. It grabbed the liquidity and now it's just like slow bleeding back up to that same level. If Asia buys the dip here, this is 100% going to see 30K by Monday or Tuesday. 100%. If Asia starts buying or you Aussies start buying, that's pretty much going to be it. Don't worry. I noticed you are just at the beginning. Cobra, the Joe Rogan of trading. Oh man, the Joe Rogan of trading. Dude, man, that would be fucking killer. I would love to be like considered the Joe Rogan of trading, but honestly, I don't really, as a trader, like, yeah, sure, I make YouTube videos and stuff, but I don't know if I want that much attention, to be honest. That's a lot of social media drama and stress. Sorry to ask again, but in Astrobit, I see general announcement, exchange partnership, etc., but I don't see your group for Venom. I mean, if you're subscribed to any strategies, then you should be able to see all of that stuff. Announcements, exchange part. Oh, those are just the categories. Click on them. Click on them. You gotta. Those are the categories. The channels are inside those. You gotta. Come on. Expand those out, man. There's a whole bunch of channels in there. You're telling me the categories. There's other stuff in there. You gotta click around and explore a little bit. But anyway, I think it's really crazy, and I think that this is a really important thing to be paying attention to here, where there has not been a single green dot for a buy this whole grind up. Like this is just organic price action, like no derivatives volume. No derivatives volume because there's no buys here on Binance. So that's not to say that there, isn't derivatives volume pushing this up like from other exchanges, but at least on Binance, this whole time from that 27K bottom, there has not been a single derivative buy on Binance. That's kind of a big deal. Normally when you see that, buys come in all at once and you see like a real big push. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for. That kind of lends credence to my idea here, where I said that, hey, maybe we're going to keep moving higher on this 4 hour. Yeah, sure. Maybe we close an inside bar and we chop around a little bit through the weekend or whatever. Saturday, Sunday, we do something like this. But I think we end up seeing one of these for some kind of a breakout here. I really do. What does the OBV tell me? Yeah, OBV is down. Price is moving up. Okay, so little quiz in the chat. Tell me what kind of divergence that is. Right? I mean, the triangle is already there, right? Got a higher low price, lower low on the indicator. Quiz in the chat. You guys know what kind of divergence that is? I mean, I would hope you do. If you're in this stream, you probably know a thing or two about trading. Yeah, you're going to have to open a support ticket or something. Because if you can't see any of those channels, that either means one, that you aren't subscribed or paying for an algo, and they haven't unlocked the channels for you yet, or two, you are paying for one and they forgot to open up the channels for you. So yeah, I would definitely open up a support ticket for that and be like, hey, so I'm subscribed to a strategy and I can't see any of the channels. Cobra mentioned all these channels on the stream and I don't see anything. Now, I mean, you're not going to see everything that I do as a strategist, but like the announcements channel, like you should definitely see release notes, announcements, and news. The general channel, you should definitely see the code of conduct and the general chat. The exchange partnerships, you should definitely see those two. The concierge, you probably won't see. The private stuff, that's just for me as a strategist. I think it might be because I don't know. I would just open a support ticket. Whatever. Just do that. I don't know how to try. It's not my Discord. I don't, I'm very limited with what I can do about that. Oh man, I'm gonna blow my nose real quick and I'm gonna mute my microphone so you guys don't have to hear this. I don't know if I actually sound better from that, but helps a little bit. Yeah, if you've got 2 active bots on Astrobit, but you can't see some of these channels, then yeah, I would just open a support ticket and make sure that you can see everything that you're supposed to see. Thanks, Leo. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in on the stream, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. People are going to be heading out. It looks like Bitcoin might be popping up here a little bit. I'm kind of interested to see what happens, but it's about 9:30. I think I'm going to roll off of here, have a couple birthday drinks and stuff. I mean, unless this is like about to rip right now while I'm on stream, like, is this just about to absolutely rocket from here? Because I would laugh really, really hard if it just like one big green dildo right while I'm on stream. That'd be so funny. That's happened before. Normally I don't get that lucky though. This is also a high time frame chart. Let's look at this 15-minute. Oh, it's breaking the highs. It's breaking the highs. That's good. No, well, so far at least, we don't know if this is going to reject here in the last 3 minutes, but so far on this RSI, no divergence. This is good. This is strong here coming into the end of this candle close. This is nice. I like this. We might break through this little order block here. So on this really, really tiny time frame, itty bitty time frame, we really zoom into like this 4-hour chart or this 15-minute chart, excuse me, 5-minute. I never go down to the 5-minute chart. This is like rare. What am I doing? Oh shit! I'm drawing the wrong order block. It's this order block in here. Sorry. Boink, boink. It's this one. That's what we're looking to close above right now. That's the resistance on that 5-minute that we're looking to close above. And this is looking strong here. So I wonder on this liquidity chart, are we starting, if I refresh this, are we starting to get buys on Binance? Because there's orders coming in here. So I'm interested. Who is buying? That's what I want to know. Who is buying? It says Binance is buying, but it's got to be spot. Because this is moving. 27.7 almost. Okay, so this is a little delayed. So we've actually liquidated a couple up here. So this is a little bit delayed. But it has been showing that Binance is buying. Oh, okay, so see, it just updated those right now. That's what we just liquidated right here. That was that move. Or was it? I don't know. It might have not have been. That's kind of crazy though. Like I'm not seeing any buys like flashing on this. So that tells me that there might be some strength behind this. I mean, this is really moving here. I'm not going to lie. While I was on stream, I popped along and I just didn't tell you guys about it because I didn't honestly think that we would be taking off that quickly. But But this would be really interesting if that held. Hey, that'd be a kind of a cool birthday present. I like long randomly during the weekend, during a random Friday live stream, and just leave it open and don't look at it for like the whole birthday weekend. And I come back and I've, made a couple grand. That'd be pretty badass. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know. I kind of want to see and just wait on stream for like another 5 minutes or so and see what the very beginning of the 15-minute candle does, and see if we actually close above this little order block here on the 15-minute. Oh, it's looking like no. This is still breaking this local high though on this really low time frame. We're still breaking this local high here. So that's nice for price structure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Got a little structure here going. Okay. This needs 1, 2, 3, 4. For an extended fifth? I don't know. That'd probably be an extended fifth of just like a 1 or an A or something. This would probably be like some kind of a corrective thing where we're doing something like that. Get a nice head and shoulders in. I'm down with that. I'm okay with that idea. A nice head and shoulders here. That's the high to break. I'm all right with that. That's actually a decent it's a decent setup for that. As long as the volume starts flipping over. I mean, there is bullish volume here. It's just not very it's not very much per bar. The OBV looks decent though. MACD is flat, RSI is flat. OBV looks pretty good for here at least. Getting higher highs, higher lows. That's good. It's consistent with the price action. So maybe this just pulls back a little or something. I mean, honestly, I could be like scalping this live on stream. Like right now. I'm kind of lazy. I don't know if I want to be doing all that. Live scalping on my birthday. Nah. Couldn't be me. Yeah, because I got to finish my website anyway. My website goes live on Monday for those of you that follow me and all of that good stuff. So I think that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button. Follow me, obviously, on Twitter. Make sure also, if you're interested in anything related to algos or Astrobit, make sure that you are following the @VenomAlgo Twitter. That's also down there in the description. You guys know where to find all the info and such. Also, it helps me out if you guys want to leave comments on the stream. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see more of, what you could care less for, just so I can give you guys better content. If you guys are going to come in and stream with me, and be here, I'd like to give you the kind of content that you guys want. So it's kind of the point, right? But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you guys live in the southern Midwest, like tonight, like Tennessee and Mississippi and stuff like that, be careful. There's like tons and tons of tornado warnings out. So just be careful with that. I live up in Kansas City, so it's just raining here. But down below us, there's like crazy weather that's happening right now. So be careful if you live in those areas. Other than that, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. And I will be back on Monday. And I'll probably make an announcement on Twitter about like the website and stuff so that you guys can check it out. Be cool to see, if my server can handle the traffic upon release and, any errors and stuff. I'm not perfect. So anyway, I'm a one-man show. So I'm going to release that all on Monday. And until then, I wish you guys happy trading.